Picture yourself on a pristine Palawan beach, the sun warm, the water crystal clear. Paradise, right? The Philippines welcomes you with beauty and warmth, making you feel like you belong. But one small, seemingly harmless mistake can shatter that dream in an instant. Suddenly, you're facing deportation, your passport stamped, your paradise lost. You probably know that overstaying your visa or committing serious crimes can get you deported. But what about the less obvious reasons? Today, we're uncovering 7 surprising and surprisingly easy ways you could be kicked out of the Philippines for good. Some of these might seem minor, but they carry serious consequences. Let's dive in.
Number 7. Meddling in politics. In the Philippines, foreigners are strictly barred from engaging in any political activity, and that includes joining rallies, protests, or even publicly expressing support for a political cause. What may seem like an exercise in free speech elsewhere can be seen here as a serious violation of national sovereignty. The government considers any foreign involvement in political movements as interference in internal affairs, and immigration authorities take it seriously. The Bureau of Immigration has enforced this rule in the past, deporting a Dutch activist for joining a protest, and even a Canadian student who participated in an anti-State of the Nation address, SONA demonstration. Peaceful or not, symbolic or not, if you're not a citizen, stay out of politics, or risk getting deported and blacklisted. The rule is crystal clear and leaves no room for interpretation. Observe and appreciate, but do not participate in any way. Even just a single afternoon spent engaging in activism can abruptly and permanently end your stay in the Philippines. Always remember that just one single misstep can quickly turn you from a welcome and appreciated guest into an undesirable alien in the eyes of the law.
At number 6, disrespecting national symbols. They aren't just respected as cultural icons, they're actively protected by law, with specific statutes outlining their proper use and prohibiting any form of desecration. The Philippines takes its national symbols seriously, and there's a law to back that up. It's called the Flag and Heraldic Code of the Philippines, also known as Republic Act No. 8491. This law outlines exactly how the national flag and other symbols should be treated with respect. Under Section 34, it's strictly forbidden to mutilate, deface, or show any form of contempt toward the Philippine flag. Acts like tearing, stepping on, or mocking the flag are not just seen as disrespectful, they're considered serious legal offences. For foreign nationals, the consequences can be even more severe. Violating this law may result in criminal charges, deportation, or being permanently banned from the country. This is especially important to remember for foreigners visiting or residing in the Philippines. The Bureau of Immigration has made it clear. Foreign nationals who show disrespect toward the Philippine flag may face deportation. Such actions are not just frowned upon, they are seen as a serious affront to national pride and dignity. According to the BI, any act that dishonors the flag reflects a lack of respect for the country itself and may be grounds for removal. Always be mindful and exercise caution, because national pride runs incredibly deep in the Philippines, and the law, when it comes to protecting national symbols, is often swift and unforgiving. So whether you agree with local issues or not, showing disrespect to national symbols can cost you your place in the country.
You won't believe number 5. Simply being rude to an immigration officer can get you denied entry and blacklisted. In the Philippines, immigration officers have broad authority, and disrespecting them is seen as disrespecting the state. Rudeness, shouting, or even a sarcastic comment can get you labeled as an undesirable alien. In 2024 alone, 124 foreigners were turned away for disrespectful behavior at immigration counters. This includes shouting, making insulting remarks, refusing to cooperate, or, in one extreme case, a man who threw his passport at an officer out of frustration. Immigration authorities don't take this lightly. It's not just, go back where you came from. In some cases, you're banned for life. Once you're on that blacklist, your name stays there. So here's the lesson. A little patience and respect go a long way. Losing your temper at the airport could cost you your right to ever set foot in the country again.
Number 4. Becoming a public charge. In the Philippines, foreigners are expected to be financially independent. If you run out of money and start relying on public assistance, charity, or begging just to get by, You could face deportation. This rule exists to ensure that foreign nationals don't become a burden on the country's limited resources. It doesn't matter if you're asking for help from a church, a shelter, or even friendly strangers. If authorities determine you can't support yourself, you may be ordered to leave. Bottom line, if you plan to stay, make sure you can afford it. Always have a backup plan. Emergency funds, travel insurance, and a strict budget. A financial crisis can happen to anyone, but here it can mean expulsion. Don't let poor planning turn your dream trip into a nightmare. Stay prepared, stay self-reliant, and you'll stay welcome. The rule is simple. If you can't support yourself, you can't stay. Plan ahead or risk being sent home.
Number 3. Offending religious feelings. In the Philippines, faith runs deep, and the law strictly protects religious sentiments. Article 133 of the Penal Code makes it a crime to offend religious feelings, whether by mocking, disrupting, or showing disrespect in places of worship. Even a joke or protest that seems harmless elsewhere can lead to serious legal trouble here, including deportation for foreigners. So when visiting churches or religious events, show respect, dress modestly, speak softly, and avoid any behavior that could be seen as offensive. Offend the faith, even by accident, and you risk deportation. But show respect, and you'll be welcomed into a vibrant spiritual community.
Number 2. Being labelled an undesirable alien. It sounds vague, and it is, but it's also one of the most powerful tools immigration authorities have to deport someone. This broad category can include everything from committing crimes of moral turpitude, like fraud, domestic violence, overstaying, or sexual misconduct, to causing a public scandal, disturbing the peace, or even repeatedly violating local ordinances. In one example, a foreigner was reportedly flagged for constructing a building without a permit and ignoring city rules, just enough for officials to say he was inimical to public safety and morals. Once you're labelled an undesirable alien, it's not just a warning. You can be deported with little to no chance of return. So even if you're not breaking major laws, acting recklessly or disrespecting local norms can still get you kicked out. As a foreigner, you're under a microscope. Your actions, public and private, are watched. The best defense? Be a good neighbor, obey all laws, and avoid conflict. Don't give anyone a reason to decide you're undesirable. The law is vague, but the consequences are real. Stay respectful, and you'll stay safe.
And at number 1, the most surprising reason a foreigner can be deported is when your Filipino spouse withdraws support for your visa. If you're in the Philippines on a permanent resident visa through marriage, your legal status depends entirely on that relationship. Once the marriage ends, or even if your spouse simply notifies immigration that they no longer support your stay, your visa may be revoked. It doesn't require a divorce or annulment, just a formal withdrawal of sponsorship can put you at risk of losing your residency. Whether or not deportation follows depends on several factors. First, your original visa type matters. If you initially entered on a tourist or temporary visa, you're more vulnerable when the marriage support is withdrawn. Second, the length of your stay is important. If you've overstayed after the sponsorship ended, immigration may move quickly to deport you. Third, any criminal activity, no matter how minor, can make your case worse. Lastly, if you relied on your spouse for financial support, you could be considered a public charge, which is also grounds for deportation. However, you do have legal options. If you find yourself in this situation, it's critical to consult with an immigration lawyer who understands Philippine law. Depending on your circumstances, you may be able to apply for a different visa category, find a new sponsor, or even challenge the deportation order.
So there you have it. 7 shocking reasons that could get you deported from the Philippines. Some are obvious, like breaking the law, but others, like being rude at the airport or losing your spouse's support, might catch you off guard. The bottom line? Respect the culture, follow the rules, and always stay informed about your visa status. Because in the Philippines, even small missteps can lead to big consequences. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out the related video on your screen for more fascinating content. Explore our channel for even more exciting videos. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Globe Gazette for more incredible stories. Your support means everything to us. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.